Now consider the length of the line conductor as a finite length. So we will try to find the magnetic field intensity for finite length of the conductor. In that case, let us consider the case like this: x, y, z. The conductor is of finite length like this, and the point of interest is somewhat here. This is our point of interest, and we will try to find the magnetic field intensity H at this point due to this line conductor, which is flowing current I in this direction. So this is the rho. We know this is the rho, as we have discussed this earlier, and this end is you can say R1. If it is 1, this is 2, then it is 1p, this is 2p, you can name like that. And this angle that is made by this rho with this line will be theta 1, and this will be theta 2. This is z 1, and this will be z2. This is the structure that we can have for this type of problem. So in the previous case, okay, further additionally you can say this is alpha 1. If it is theta 1, you can say this is alpha 1, this is alpha 2. Okay, in the previous case, we have seen that the magnetic field intensity when the conductor was in finite length, in that case it was I by 4 pi rho cos theta d theta in the direction of a phi. This was the derived result from the previous case. Now consider the same case with the minus infinite to infinite as theta 1 to theta 2 from length z1 to z2. So we can say from theta 1 to theta 2, and remaining things will remain same. Try to solve it. It will give you us 4 pi rho sine theta with the limit theta 1 theta 2 a phi. After simplification, it will give us sine theta 2 minus sine theta 1 in the direction of a phi. So keep in mind that this will be our full H. Magnetic field intensity at this point due to this line conductor. Don't mix this theta 1 and alpha 1. This is theta 1 and this is theta 2. And in terms of alpha 1 and alpha 2, we can write this can be written as I by 4 pi rho sine, we can say theta 2 can be written as 90 minus, theta 2 can be written as 90 minus, this is 90 minus alpha 2. Sum of this and this will be 90, so alpha 2, theta 2 can be written as minus, similarly it can be written as sine 90 minus alpha 1. Okay, there is no change in that. Next step will be I by 4 pi rho, it will be cos alpha 2 minus cos alpha 1 in the direction of a phi. So if we know this image, then we can find the magnetic field intensity at any point in the vicinity of the line conductor. Okay, when the conductor length is of finite length. Okay, don't mix alpha and theta. Alpha is the angle from z axis. Now take the circular ring. In that case, we will try to find the magnetic field intensity at any point. So let us consider this circular ring. Okay, so in that case, the conductor is of this type, and similarly we can assume x, y and z. The current is flowing through this like that in this path. It is placed in the horizontal axis. So the current I is flowing through this, and consider an element here. For this element, this will be our rho, okay, for this current element, and this will be, if we wish to find the magnetic field intensity at a height of h length from here, so we can say this is of height h. Okay, so if we will take of a differential length dl, then that can be find out rho d phi. Okay, because this will be an arc, and it can be find out radius times the angular displacement for that arc. So in this case, we can write dl will be rho d phi, and the direction of this will be tangential to that will be in the direction of a phi. Okay, if we will take the current element, actually we have to find the intensity at this point from a part of this ring, then we will do for all. If we will take this current element, then what we have to do, just we have to multiply from I to both the sides. So this will be current element, that will be I rho d phi a phi. And if we wish to write the R, we can assume this point 2 and this is point 1, and this will be considered as R12. And if we wish to write R12, then what we can do, we have to move from here to here. In that case, we will start from here and we'll follow like that. So for that purpose, the rho is positive in this direction. However, we are moving against to that, so we can say minus, we are moving in the minus a rho direction. So rho in the direction of minus a rho. So minus will be here, a rho plus z in the direction of az. This is of height h. So we can say height h at the place of z in the direction of az. We have this R12, because IDL and R12 term is required to find the magnetic field at any particular point due to any current element. And after that, if we wish to find the unit vector in the direction of this, then what it will be? Unit vector in the direction of this, then it will be this divided by the magnitude of this. So it will be minus rho a rho plus h az divided by rho square plus h square. Okay, so this is the unit vector, and from the previous study we know from this element at this point dh can be written as IDL cross A R divided by 4 pi R12 square. We have studied this already, so no need to explain this again, just write it from there. And if we know this and we know all the individuals, then we can put it here and find the final value. So IDL from here, I rho, okay, we will say I rho d phi, that will be IDL from here in the direction of A phi. Cross product from AR means cross product from this will be AR A rho plus H AZ divided by rho square plus H square square root. We know this, and divided by 4 pi R square. R means this, under root this. Okay, just simplify this, that we will give A phi times A rho. So this is rho, this is phi, this is Z. The cross product of this will give you this will give you this, and this will give you this. So here we are doing cross product A phi and A rho, A phi and A rho. So it will, if this is positive direction, if we will going A phi to A rho, it will give us minus AZ. So from here we will get cross product of this will give us minus AZ. So from that d phi, and this will give us rho, from there it will be rho square. A phi and A rho, cross product of that will give us minus AZ. So that minus and this minus will be plus, it will be in the direction of AZ. Okay, and plus, what's about this? A phi and AZ, it will give you in the direction of A rho. So from here I rho d phi into H, A phi and AZ will give you A rho, okay, divided by all the parameters, it will be R square. So this will be 3 by 2. Rho square plus H square power 3 by 2. After integration, we will get the final value. Okay, and due to consider the same element in this direction, same element. If it is circular ring in same direction, same element in this direction, the field will be here due to this, and due to this field will be here. The component of this in this direction, the component of this in this direction will be cancelled out. Okay, so due to symmetrical nature, the component in the road direction will be cancelled out for all the cases. Just assume row direction is this, that is row direction is this. So parallel to the plane, all the components of this in the parallel to the plane will be cancelled out. Only normal to the plane will be there, that is the z direction. So analysis tell us that this component will be absent. In the direction of a row, the component will be absent. The remaining component will be I rho square d phi az divided by 4 pi rho square plus h square 3 by 2. Okay, so this will be full H. This will be full H due to ring at any particular point P. Okay, and what we find here, rho remains constant, only phi is varying, and the variation of phi can be up to 2 pi. Phi can be from here to here, that is 0 to 2 pi. So if we will integrate this, then it will be I rho square, and it will be integration of this will be 2 pi divided by 4 pi rho square plus h square 3 by 2. Okay, and it will be in the direction of az only. Other components will be cancelled out. This and this will give us 2. So the final result will be I rho square divided by 2 rho square plus h square 3 by 2 in the direction of az. This will be total magnetic field intensity at this point due to the circular ring. Now consider the case when h is tends to 0. It means the point of interest is at the center, P lies at the center. In that case, h will be tending to 0, and if it tends to 0, in that case h will be equal to the I by 2 rho. It will be 0, it will be rho cube, rho square and rho cube, it will give you 1 by rho, I by 2 rho in the direction of az. In this way, if V lies at the center of the point of interest lies at the center of the circular ring, in that case the magnetic field intensity will be I by 2 rho. Now let us solve an example, that is find H at this point due to the current carrying conductor shown here. The parameters of the problem are given here. The current is of 3 ampere magnitude, and it is flowing from infinite and following this path. The point of interest is P, that is located here in the xy plane, that is confirmed from z coordinate 0. So we have to find the magnetic field intensity for this system from this part of the line current and this part of the line current. So combining all, the magnetic field intensity, that is H at this point due to full system, will be the sum of these two, sum of this plus this, and we know from the previous study just we have derived H can be written as I by 4 pi rho cos alpha 2 minus cos alpha 1. We have studied this in the direction of a phi. So to find the magnetic field intensity due to any line current, we have to know I is known already. We have to know the rho and alpha 1 and alpha 2 and a phi. So 3 terms are required to know. So let us start to finding the rho first. The point of interest is P, that is having coordinate minus 3 and 4. So if we will find the displacement from here to that point, then that will be rho, and that is nothing, minus 3, and this is 0 0. So minus 3 minus 0 square plus this minus this square. So it will give us 9 plus 16, that is 5. So one term came to know that rho is 5. Now second thing is alpha 2 and alpha 1. If we will extend this, and alpha, we know that alpha is the angle from z axis. So this is our alpha 1 and this is our alpha 2. We have studied this already. So alpha 1, if it is infinite and it is perpendicular, then alpha 1 will be 90 degree and alpha 2 will be, in case of infinite length, it will be 0. So rho and alpha is known. Now a phi is required to know. A phi, and for a phi we have rho phi z. We know this, and a phi can be find out by multiplying az and a rho. So a phi can be az cross a rho. Az will be minus az and a rho will be minus, we know a rho can be written as rho vector divided by magnitude of this, and rho vector can be written as minus 3 in the direction of x plus 4 in the direction of y, and with the magnitude of rho, that is 5. So a rho can be written as minus 3 by 5 ax plus 4 by 5 ay. Just if you will multiply, then it will be plus z into x, y, z. The cross product from here, z into x will give you y. So it will be minus and minus plus 3 by 5 ay, and z into y, it will give you minus x. So this minus and this minus will give you plus 4 by 5 ax, because az and ay will give you minus ax, and minus is already present, so it will give you 4 by 5. So in this way you have a phi that is equal to the 3 by 5 ay plus 4 by 5 ax. Now put it here. We know a phi, we know rho, we know alpha 2 and alpha 1. Put it there and find the h1. So h1 will be 3 by 4 pi into 5 cos alpha 2. Cos alpha 2 is 90 degree, alpha 2 is 0, and cos alpha 1 is 90 degree. This becomes up to this point, and a phi can be from here. So 3 by 4 by 5 ax we can write, plus 3 by 5 ay, it will give us h1. So that we can find 20 pi 1 4 by 5 into 4 by 5 ax, and if it is multiplied with this, it will give plus 9 by 100 pi ay. So this is h1. This is complete h1. Now try to find h2, and alpha 2 will be from here. So alpha 2 will be 0, and this will be alpha 1, because that is the angle from z axis, means the axis. So this is the axis for this point. So this angle will be alpha 1, and that will be, if we will try to find, okay, alpha 1, this is alpha 2. So alpha 1 is there, and alpha 2 is, Okay, actually we required cos alpha 1. So put the value of cos alpha 1. At the place of alpha 1, put the value of cos alpha 1. Cos alpha 1 will be base by hypotenuse. So it will be, this is x component. So that is nothing, just the magnitude of that is 3 by 5. Base by hypotenuse, that is 3 by 5. That will be cos alpha 1. Alpha 2 is 0. So that will be cos 0 will be 1. So cos alpha 2, cos alpha 1 and rho is known. Just the remaining term is a phi. So what will be a phi? And a phi will be az cos a rho. Actually az is not az, but this is nothing, the length in which we are talking about. So az, usually we talk in this direction, that's why we put it here z. However, if it is in x direction, so it should be we can say general term, it will be al, and al will be in the direction of the length, that will be ax cross. What will be a rho? A rho will be rho divided by rho, and according to that, rho is how much? This is only this length. What is this? This is ay only. Okay, please concentrate. This is ay only. This is the rho. So a rho will be ay and amplitude will be 1. So no need to worry about that. So ax into ay will give us the az direction. We are very well familiar from that. So we have az and we have ax, we have alpha 1, alpha 2 rho. So we will find h2 from here. That will give us 3, current is same, 3 by 4 pi, rho is how much here? 4, and cos alpha 2 will be 1 minus cos alpha 1 will be 3 by 5, and a5 will be az. Okay, so the things are known to us here now. So it will be 5 minus 2, 2 by 5, 2 by 5, 6 by 80 pi in the direction of az. We have h2 here, we have h1 here. So total h will be h2 plus h1. That will be the net magnetic field at this point due to this arrangement of the current. So it will be just addition of this and this. So it will be you can say, it is not possible to solve it now, you can write it by your own. Just I am writing in 12 by h1 will be 12 by 100 pi in the direction of ax plus 9 by 100 pi in the direction of ay, that is h1, and h2 will be 6 by 80 pi in the direction of az. Okay, this is the total magnetic field intensity due to this system at this point. The key point is to find alpha and rho and a phi, and knowing this we can find the intensity. Anyway, rho is very simple to know, that is the perpendicular distance from the point of interest to the axis of the line. If it is this, then this is the axis and the perpendicular will be this, and if this is this line, then perpendicular will be this. So rho will change according to the position of the line. And the second thing is alpha 1 and alpha 2, and the third one is a phi, that is the we can find from here. Any unit vector is nothing, the vector itself, and divided by its magnitude we can find the unit vector. That will help to find the a phi. So in this way we can find the total magnetic field intensity for this case, or for any case you can find.